Good morning, boys and girls. All right, we are on heist day, and so far Logan has uh, been keeping Mr. Mulroney a little busy across the street. They broke the lights so they can't see what's going on at the house, so they're just about ready to forge in. Let's see how this goes. When night fell, six dark-clad figures wearing gloves and stocking caps met in the glass beneath the huge tank of the Cedarville Municipal Water Tower. The wind plucked at their clothing and howled through the support girders all around them. Griffin thought he could never be happy to see the nasty, leering face of Darren Vader. But Darren looked pretty good to him tonight, especially since the big boy was lugging his father's giant folding aluminum ladder. Griffin peered around, counting heads. The team was in place. He shrugged his shoulders to resettle the blowtorch strapped onto his back. He cleared his throat and launched into the speech he'd been preparing in his head ever since the idea of the heist had been hatched. What we're doing tonight isn't about a baseball card, he began. It isn't even about the money. Tonight we show that fairness isn't something just for adults and that you can't get away with dumping on people just because they're younger than you. Tonight we make our statement. Tonight, yada, 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 drawled Darren in a bored voice. Can it, Bing? I'm not in the mood. As much as I hate to agree with Darren, Pitch added. He's right. We're all scared enough, Griffin. We don't need to talk about why we're doing this. Let's just do it. Griffin nodded, hiding his disappointment. Okay, let's go. As dog whisperer, Savannah was the first over the fence. She called for Luther a few times, then stood silently, almost as if she were trying to sense the animal's presence. He's not outside, she finally reported. One by one, they crossed the fence. Darren was last, handing the ladder over to Griffin before clambering up and jumping on Swindle's lawn. It was when they got to the rear of the house, as Darren and Pitch were unfolding the 4 6-foot sections, that Griffin felt a tug at his sleeve. Ben, Griffin, I've got to talk to you. Can it wait? Ben grabbed his friend tightly by the arm. I can't go on the roof. Griffin was thunderstruck. Of course you can. No, I can't. I thought I could, but I can't. I'm sorry, man. Griffin pulled his friend aside. I was worried about one of these clouds whipping out the way they did the night of the old Rockford house, but you? What are you afraid of? The wind? We'll be harnessed, remember? I'm afraid I'll fall asleep, Ben said in a sheepish voice. Griffin was beside himself. Fall asleep? Are we boring you? The heist isn't exciting enough to keep you awake. What more do you need? Air raid sirens? Don't make jokes. I never told anybody about this. I have narcolepsy. What? What's that? My buddy has trouble regulating sleep, Ben explained. I might fall into a deep sleep any time of the day or night. That doesn't happen to you, Griffin protested. Does it? You can control it by taking short naps during the day, Ben explained. He flushed. You know how I go to the nurse for allergy medicine? Well, it's not for allergies. I take a 15-minute nap and gets me through the afternoon. But whenever my schedule is off, my narcolepsy gets worse. Remember when I fell asleep inside the crate at Swindle's store? Griffin was jesting. I'm really sorry, dude. I had no clue. I thought I could tough it through, Ben went on miserably. But I'm yawning, my eyelid are closed, heavy. I'm feeling all the signs. I don't want to leave you in the lurch, but there are no do-overs for falling off a ladder. Not to mention that I could wipe out the whole team on the way down. Griffin made a split-second decision. Guys, he announced, change of plans. Ben's going to take the lookout in the front bushes. Melissa, that means you have to go in from the roof with us. Are you up for it? Melissa parted her hair, and even in the darkness, it was obvious that her eyes were gleaming. She handed her walkie-talkie to Ben. Good luck. Good luck to all of us, said Pitch, unzipping her duffel bag. 5 climbing harnesses tumbled out. As soon as Ben set off around the side of the house, slinking through the shadows, Pitch fitted her teammates into their vests. There was a soft thud as the extended ladder touched into place against the side of the house. The break-in had begun. With Pitch in the lead, the team made the climb in close order. 24 feet and never felt so far or high. The wind seemed to be trying to tear them free of the aluminum rungs. Only Pitch's calm encouragement kept them moving forward. That and the fact that retreat was just not thinkable. Griffin was in second position, right behind Pitch. He heard a lot about her family and their climbing skills, but this was the first time he witnessed them in real life. Her work was impressive. Anchored by nothing more than the strength and sureness of her hands and feet, she ascended to the steep grade toward the high peak of the roof. There, hanging by sheer tension in her body, she pulled the coil of rope around from her shoulder, lashed one end to a steel vent pipe, and ran the other end through the clip on the harness. Now securely tethered, she strung four more cords around the pipe and carried these back down to her novice climbers on the ladder. One by one, she threaded the ropes through their vest and hauled them up on the roof. Even knowing that their safety harness was barely enough to keep Griffin from depositing his dinner on Swindle's black shingles. The environment was so alien that he felt like he was attempting a spacewalk. The unfamiliar slant of the surface under him, the buffeting wind, the near total darkness. In painful silence, the team crawled up to the peak and over. Now they were descending on the front of the roof, inching towards the skylight that was in their way. Suddenly, Darren was sliding out of control down the incline. He didn't scream, but Griffin caught a glimpse of eyes wide in horror as the boy slipped helplessly past the skylight, heading for a 20-foot drop. Barely a yard from the edge, the rope went taut, and he was no longer moving. Pitch was as good as her word. Even if you fall, you don't fall. Relax, she called softly. Catch your breath and meet us at the skylight. Darren nodded. It was one of the rare occasions when he had no smart aleck comment to offer. He got to his knees, advancing along his rope, hand over hand. A few minutes later, the 5 members of the heist team were assembled around the skylight. Griffin and Pitch felt about the gasket, that water-sealed pyramid-shaped window. Their fingers fit easily under the rubber, and they were able to pry the heavy glass up. Triumph surged through Griffin as he looked down into Swindle's second-story bathroom. They were now in. All right. Chapter 21 is next. Let's see if they can find this card and get out safely. Still got a bit left. All right, boys, girls, have a great day. All right, until next time.